Hey, what's up, guys? Jason here. I just want to talk to you again about temptations, man. I just had this like analogy, revelation after I just left the gym and I was driving, and just this analogy came upon me about like addiction and the weight of it, and the weight of you know temptations, the weight of addiction. Um, it can literally feel like you're underwater, like all this pressure is pushing on you, and like you're far below the surface. And let's use this like temptation, for example. Like temptations can feel like this weight upon you, and that it's just so heavy that you can't withstand it, that you're just gonna break, and same with like being like stuck in addiction that can feel like that. I remember when the first time I realized I was hooked on painkillers, it felt like I was underwater and I was like way below the surface, and I was like, I'm drowning. I'm drowning right now. And it was the scariest thought when I realized like I'm hooked on Percocets. I'm like, oh my gosh, like how did I let this happen? And it was super scary. It was super scary. And you know, even being sober, like temptations can come like I said in that last video, but um the weight of it loses its strength, but I can really empathize because I've been there, and gotten to the surface, and this analogy that came upon me was, you know when you're like swimming and you like put a beach ball under the water, it it bounces back up. Like it doesn't matter how far below the water you push it, it's filled with air, so it's going to come back to the surface. And that's the point I want to make, is that there's a lifeline, there's a lifesaver, that we can cling to no matter how deep we are underwater, how deep we are in this addiction or these temptations that are upon us. That if we reach and grab onto this lifeline, um, it can pull us to the surface. And it doesn't matter how far below you are. If you grab onto this, and trust that this is going to bring you to the surface, um, you'll eventually get there. And that sometimes we don't understand how deep we are. And sometimes you guys, when you're swimming and you go underwater and you end up going deeper than you think you are, and like you're swimming back up, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not even to the surface yet, you know? And then when you get up, you take that big fresh breath of air, and that's what can it be like when we get past these addictions, when we get past these temptations, is like we grab onto that lifeline, which is God, which is Christ. And like we could feel the weight, we could feel the temptations, we could feel the desires, the pull, the pressure to give in. But if we withstand, then when we get to that surface, we'd be like, and, take that fresh breath of air, and that's freedom. That's freedom. And I just really want to touch on a couple key verses that really like reflect on this analogy and that express this principle. So, yeah, guys. So the first one I'm going to read is Hebrews 4. Oh, jeez. Let me see here. Sorry, I gotta find. Okay. Yeah, Hebrews 4:15 and 16. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin. Let us then, with confidence, draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need. So let's draw near to God. Let's draw near to his throne. And this high priest they're referring to is Jesus, right? He can sympathize with us, with our weaknesses, and in every respect, it says, because he was tempted as we are, yet he didn't sin. And he knows how hard it is, and like it says here, let us draw near to him, to the throne of his grace. You know, grace is undeserved favor, getting something we don't deserve, right? That we may receive mercy, and mercy is not getting something that we do deserve, right? You know, so let's go to him to get that and find grace and to help in time of need. You know, and then there's another in 1 Corinthians 10:13. It says, the temptations in your life are no different from what others experience, and God is faithful. He will not allow the temptation to be more than you can stand. When you are tempted, he will show you a way out so that you can endure. So that's, you know, God can't lie. So if God says this, it's true. And like I said, that lifeline that we can cling on to, you know, like I said, it might be scary. It might take longer to get to the surface than you think, than you're aware of. But if you endure, if you cling to that trust, I mean, that's the whole thing I've talked about, like in all my videos, is like that trust in God. Like, God, you are gonna get me through this. You know, I know I'm not gonna feel this way forever. I know I'm not gonna feel all these withdrawals, all this anxiety, depression. I'm not going to stay here, you know, and just cling to that trust. And when you cling to that trust, it's like clinging to that lifeline that he's going to rescue you. He's going to pull you out. And you got to have faith, though, right? You got to have trust in him. And it's something that we grow in. There's a verse that says we draw near to God and he draws near to us. You know, we have to choose him. We have to call upon him. And if we do, he will help. So I just really want to touch on that analogy and these couple verses, guys, and I really hope, man, this is just so heavy on my heart. Like, I really feel how powerful this is. I mean, obviously I've experienced it, but also, like, I just feel like the message I'm saying has such an impact on people who can relate. So yeah, guys, I love you. Like I said, I hope that helps. God bless you. Take care.